time now for our big board on the road here in Philly with it. But I got our team of insiders standing by live for more on this morning's top stories. John Carl is here at the desk with us. He's back with us. We're going to have more from him in just a moment. But first, let's start with that big decision by the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, to not ban the entire Russian team from Rio. Not banning the entire team. This despite a report by the World Anti-Doping Agency alleging widespread and state-sponsored doping among Russian athletes. Joining us now, ESPN's Jeremy Schaap. A lot of people not happy about this, Jeremy. What say you?
Well, Robin, the IOC had an opportunity here to make a big statement, to come down hard on state-sponsored doping. The evidence against Russia is overwhelming, and instead it chose to pass the buck to the individual federations, the 28 federations that oversee the sports in the Summer Olympics program. You could argue this is more fair. You could argue that they should be looking at each athlete on a case-by-case basis. But if they really wanted to send a message about doping, they would have banned Russia.
So, Jeremy, what does this mean in practice? So these 28 federations, how many do you think are going to allow Russian athletes to participate? Is there any way to know right now?
Well, there's no way to know right now, but we're going to have to find out soon because we're only 11 days away from the Olympics getting underway, George, and they've got a big process to go through. Right now, there is no presumption of innocence with any of the 400 Russian athletes who are hoping to compete in Rio. Instead, they're going to have to prove to the individual federations that they are clean. How they get that done in such a short period of time is anybody's guess.
Yeah, that is really hard to do. Okay, Jeremy, thanks very much. Let's move on now to a new video raising questions about airport security. A surveillance camera catches a man walking around a TSA checkpoint right through an unguarded metal detector. No one notices at all. Let's bring in our aviation consultant, Steve Ganyard. And Steve, you know, everybody's been happy this summer that the TSA lines haven't been as bad as everybody feared. But these security breaches are something, and it's not the first time.
It's not, George, and this video is even worse than it appears. Remember that this happened well before the Brussels bombing, well before the Turkey bombing in Istanbul. And so you watch a guy literally walk from the curb all the way onto an airplane. This is a fundamental fail of physical security.
And Steve, the TSA says they have made adjustments, that they're at the checkpoints at DFW. They're going to add some more barriers there. And of course, Congress just passed a bill this month requiring TSA to ramp up security in other places. So what are they doing? How can they continue to keep us safe here?
Well, I'd like to know what they did, not only at DFW, but they go back and look at all of the airports across America. If you can have a fail like this at one major airport, probably some others elsewhere across the country. But it's good that Congress is funding the TSA, but you can spend all the money in the world on high-tech surveillance, but if you can't get the basics of physical security right, then we've got a real problem with security at our airports.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. A lot of delegates getting on a plane coming here to Philly for the convention. And speaking of that, now to Michelle Obama's big speech tonight here at the convention. Mrs. Obama and Hillary Clinton, well, you know, there's been some speculation about the kind of relationship they've had over the years. The First Lady has a prime speaking spot on opening night. John, you are back here. She hasn't made an official endorsement yet. I think we may hear this tonight.
Spoiler alert, she is going to endorse Hillary Clinton tonight. You heard it here first. No, look, I mean,
really going on.
There was some tension back in 2008. That is distant memory. Hillary Clinton is the person that would carry on her husband's legacy. And the big deal here is she is the most popular political figure that will speak at this convention, probably the most popular political figure in America today. And if you remember in 2012, she killed it at the convention. She electrifies the base. It's a big speech.
Yeah, one of the reasons she's so popular is she's become something of a pop culture maven. She tries just about everything, including last week, remember the karaoke with James Corden. Let's take a look. Okay, now I don't think we're going to see any karaoke tonight, John, but I have a couple of questions. One, I do think we'll see some humor, and there's no question about that. And my big question is, and I don't know the answer yet, how does she handle the whole Melania plagiarism flap?
Well, yeah, well, I was going to say, a real sign of just how popular she is and how she has broken through is that when Melania was looking to make that speech, she looked to Michelle Obama for inspiration because, and the plan wasn't plagiarism, but I mean, that's why this all started, because she said she admired Michelle Obama. I do not expect that she will go anywhere near that whole flap. You think so?
I think she'll make a joke. I think it'll be a warm joke, but I'll bet she makes a joke.
Okay, it'll be a warm joke if that happens. I agree with you.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll find out.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.